Hello all, welcome to the second episode of How to with ServiceNow. In this episode, we will see how you can send a notification to a user who is mentioned as a variable in a catalog item. We will not send this notification using any email script or anything. We will send it using a flow designer. So here is a catalog item we have, which has a one field user to be notified and which is a reference to a user table. So for this, first thing that we will do is we will create an event registry, and we will create a one event that will be used to trigger the notification. So we will give the event name as send flow send flow notification. We will have the table selected as SC item because SC item because we will be sending it on the uh, requested item, and you just submit it. Once the event registry is completed, we'll create a notification. This is a custom notification that we want to send to the user. So we click on new, say custom notification to user. The table will be SCREQ item, that is requested item, and we will have the advanced view selected here, so we get more details, and the trigger would be event is fired because we have created a event earlier, because we don't want it to send it on any specific condition. We want to send it to a user who is selected as a variable. Once you select the advanced view, you get more option. In Once you select send when as event is fired, you get a drop down event name. So here we will have the event that we created. It would be called as send flow notification. So let me search it real quick here. Send flow notification. And in who will receive, we will select as event param one contains recipients. We will add the recipients using a flow designer flow action, and what it will contain, it's a custom one. So subject, uh, this is a notification from flow. Message HTML, this is notification, and we'll just update it. So once this is done, we'll go to our flow designer flow. We will create a new flow, and we'll just put a trigger as a service catalog, and then we'll put one more condition, maybe like a put the requested item in work in progress. Once that is done, we'll get the variables, our catalog item variables, because we'll need to access them into our flow designer flow. So there is an action called as get catalog item, get catalog variables. Once you select that action, you have to provide the which request you want. So you can select the trigger, the catalog item, we want the requested item. And then here, once you select the record, then you have to select from which catalog item you want the variable. So here we will select our catalog item, that is flow designer notification. Once you select that, you will receive a list layout of available variables to be selected. So we have a variable user to be notified. We will select into our selected and press done. So this action will give an access to our catalog item variable which user have submitted. The next thing that we will do is we will create one custom action. So this is the action where uh, This is the action which will actually trigger the notification. So we'll say trigger notification, submit, and we'll add a one input. And here we will execute our custom JavaScript. So this is one JavaScript option that would be available. But before we execute this custom, we have to give them the access of our catalog item variables, right? So we have to call the notification and everything. So for that, we will need two things. First, one input that would be the user that have been selected, user selected, which will be of type variable, and it would be of sysID, because from reference field we will receive a sysID. And one more thing that we will require is the uh, glide record or of the particular request, requested item, and here it would be also a sysID. The next thing that we will do is we'll first save this. We'll go to our script step. You can just add the script step using plus icon here. So once whatever inputs we have to access them into this script. So to create that mapping, you can simply click on create one, and here you say user, and the value would be, if you select this particular data pill picker, you can select the inputs and user selected. The next thing that you will do is create one more variable for request, and the data picker will select requested item. Once you do that, now we have the inputs which are mapped to the input variables of that script step. And then here how you can access them are, let's say var user selected using inputs. This is how you can access the inputs. The same thing that we will do for request. For the request, we have request. Once you access these two things, you just simply have to call gs dot event queue. In the event queue, we will pass three things. First, event name, and that event name is flow designer notification. Send flow notification. So we'll simply copy this name and put it here. The next thing we will pass is the request. This is the glide record that we have to pass. And then the third thing is the user that we have selected. This will be the two user to whom we want to send it. If you want to send it to the CC or BCC, then you can use notification mail scripts. So once that is done, it simply job is completed. You just save it and you publish it. So to use any custom action into your flow designer flow, that action has to be published, then only you can use it. So we go back to our flow designer flow and we add an action. In this action, we have added a trigger notification. So this is the custom action that we created. So once you select that action, now we had, if you remember, we had these two uh, uh, records or two input fields that needed. So those inputs we will pass it through this flow designer flow. So user selected would be the catalog item. So you select get catalog variables, user, and sysid. The next one is your catalog record. Done. So once this is done, simply you just save it and you activate it. And you attach this particular flow designer to your catalog item. So this is mostly useful when you want to send custom notifications to the user um, in which are selected in catalog item variables, and you want to use the flow designer flow. So this is where it is very useful. And that's it. This is how simply you can send a notification to the catalog item variable users. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.